I'm sure we've all heard the news by now. Akira Toriyama has passed pretty recently, March 1st. We've just recently found out about it yesterday. And I just wanted to share what his work meant to me. I'm relatively new to the whole YouTube thing, but it all kind of started because of him and his work. I wasn't much of an anime person in general as a kid, but mid to late high school, I think, is when things really changed because, funny enough, my brother actually bought this game called Xenoverse 2 on his PS4, our PS4, really. And I wasn't a crazy Dragon Ball fan, but obviously, I hear a lot of things because my family. I knew my cousins, my older brother, they watch anime. They watched Naruto. They had like figures of Dragon Ball characters. They talked about them a decent amount, but I didn't really know much. But my first real interaction with the series was Xenoverse 2. And while I didn't really play the story myself, I really just watched my brother play. I got really into the game. I would be building CACs like nearly every single day. I'd be grinding the story. Honestly, I actually got the secret ending before he did because he just beat the main story, and I went and just beat even further. Pretty much done more in the game than he's probably done, honestly. But that was my first introduction to Dragon Ball, which is a weird thing to have it there because it's kind of giving you the entire story. But that was my first introduction. I saw the characters I liked, who I liked, and I will say at that point, it was just cool. The concepts and everything, the transformations, everything was so cool about it. And it was so cool that I ended up watching Dragon Ball Super. Not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. And that's definitely a weird thing to say now because you tell anybody you like Super, it's like, what about Dragon Ball? But I started with Super, and I I think what happened was I really heard a lot about Z. And through Z versus Story, you know a lot about Z, and I felt I knew enough about it that it felt redundant, kind of, to just watch Dragon Ball Z. So I watched Super first, and it was good. I liked it, and it was just cool to watch. Then I ended up going to watch Dragon Ball Z after because I really liked it. But I was like, I want to go back because I got interested to the point where I was just watching literally anything to do with Dragon Ball. I'd watch YouTubers like Carthu's Dojo. He literally just making hypothetical situations. I learned so much about the series, especially Z, through him. And I would then watch the original show just to see what I've been missing out on. And to this day, I haven't watched Dragon Ball, and I maybe might not ever, honestly, because from the looks of it, it's just not my type of anime. But I might consider it after this, especially since it's like the few things I have to remember what good fun I had. But back to the middle school thing. I had just played Xenoverse, and I was super interested in Dragon Ball characters, especially like Goku, Vegeta, like Whis and Beerus. Those characters, all those God Destruction characters that had such cool scenes. They were captivating, and in middle school, I drew a lot, like a lot. I had like piles of notebooks of just drawings I do of Dragon Ball characters. It got to the point where people would call me the kid that drew stuff, but when I show them my notebook, it's just Dragon Ball characters. Like, are you really drawing, or do you just like Dragon Ball a lot? And the answer is actually just I like drawing Dragon Ball a lot. And it was a weird situation in middle school where I made a lot of friends because of the anime I watched, and it might just have to do with my community, but liking Dragon Ball honestly gave me a lot of just friendship in general. Like I remember in eighth grade, I'd draw Goku, and then someone would come up to me and say, "Whoa, you watch anime too?" And they'd be like, "Okay, what's your favorite character? X, Y, Z." And there's this one guy, forgot his name, but he saw me draw Goku once, and he was like, "Hey, you watch anime, right? So would you like mind drawing Naruto?" And I was like, "Okay." And this guy was pretty cool. I know him for a while at least, but he I found him cool. I drew a Naruto drawing next day, brought to him, and he was like, "Whoa, so cool!" And it seemed so insignificant at the time, and maybe it seems insignificant to you too. But it's cool that my love of Dragon Ball was allowing me to not only make friends, but to like share the passion of just not even drawing, but just like spreading the happiness. Really, it was cool to just have that experience, even if it was so subtle, so small. And really, just Dragon Ball has helped me even more because after middle school, I'll tell you a bit of a personal story. This one, I could barely do a single push up in eighth grade. By no means was I like hugely unhealthy. I just never really wanted to work out. I never had the passion to. But my interest in Dragon Ball sparked me to want to train and work out, and I did. And I've improved a lot, quite a lot. I might have to say, but really, Dragon Ball's like inspired me to be the best me as possible in so many ways. Just any way possible, really. Which makes sense is a show meant for teens, right? Young boys, and I guess it took heart in me too. And in high school, I've made a lot of friends just because I also like Dragon Ball. I can think of like the earliest conversation of just Goku soloing. It's a fan favorite, and just general conversations about characters. And there's this one person that I talk to almost every day about Legends, about Dragon Ball all the time. It's just conversations about who's stronger, Gogeta or Vegito. And it seems so small, but it's really brought us together. You know, there's that one part of the class that's like the anime guys, right? And it just be this weirdly loud part of class. Like you just sort them as the quiet kids, but when it came to Dragon Ball, it was such a thing. I was like, this whole group were really passionate about just the anime itself. You didn't really have that quiet group that was just talking about anime. You had this, like, I won't say disruptive. Actually, I will say disruptive. This is a disruptive group of kids that were just talking about something they love so much. And it felt good to be a part of that. Just to like something and be able to build friendships off of that. And Dragon Ball is not gone, but feels like a part of it is. You know, the creators passed away, and it's sad to see someone so important to me and really like all of my friends pass away. And my condolences to his family and his loved ones because I never knew him, but I knew I knew what he did. I knew what he contributed, I guess, to millions of childhoods across the world. So thank you.